Hello friends, welcome to Sethi Botany classes. I am Dr. Meena Sethi. Today we'll study what is plant senescence, what are the causes and types of senescence, how we can delay and prevent senescence, and what is the significance of senescence. If you like my video, please like, share and subscribe. Now, if we see what is senescence actually, this happens, leaves they turn yellow in color. So there is destruction in the chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is the main important pigment involved in the photosynthesis. There are other pigments also like carotenoid, xanthophylls, but when chlorophyll is destroyed, this will result in destruction of the chlorophyll and predominance of the carotenoids. See, carotenoids will become predominant, and there is also formation of xanthophyll pigment, ultimately leading to the browning of the leaf and leading to senescence. Now, aging is a process which leads to disorganization of the tissue, and senescence is the process which may lead to the death of the plant part. How we can define plant senescence? A collective, progressive, deteriorative, highly ordered development process that leads to complete loss of organization and function of plant or plant parts is called as senescence. Now, this senescence may occur in a single cell, like cell may be of xylem, phloem, or mesophyll cell. This may occur in a tissue. This may occur in a cell organelle like mitochondria, chloroplast, ribosome. This may occur in an organ like leaf may fall, some branches may fall, or this may occur in an organism like whole plant may die. The study of senescence, aging, and abscission in plants is called as phytogerontology. Abscission is when leaves they fall, branches may fall. This process is called as abscission. Aging is when there is, you can say, a disorganization of the tissue. This is called as aging. And when this is leading to the death of the plant part, this is called as senescence. So what are the different causes of senescence? When chlorophyll is destroyed, no photosynthesis will take place, and there is also increase in the formation of hydrolytic enzymes, proteases which cause breakdown of the protein, chlorophyllases which cause breakdown of the chlorophyll, nucleases which cause breakdown of the DNA and RNA. Like DNA will be broken by DNase enzyme, RNA will be broken by RNase enzyme, and when all the enzymes which are degrading the things, then there is metabolic failure. Anabolism activity will be reduced and there is metabolic disorganization of the tissues. Ultimately, inside the cell or in an organism, there is increase in the randomness and cells are broken down and stability of the tissue is being decreased. Hormones are also affected. Like some of the hormones, they are growth inhibitors like abscisic acid. There's another hormone called as ethylene, which is a gaseous a hormone which increases the isodiametric growth. And their levels start increasing during the senescence phenomena. And other hormones like auxin, gibberellin, cytokinins, which are growth promoting hormone, their level decreases during the plant senescence. So when chlorophyll is being destroyed, there is a reduction in the photosynthesis, like we have already discussed. There is predominance of the carotenoid, anthocyanin pigmentation increases, and formation of xanthophyll also increases. Now, excretory products, they start accumulating inside the plant, leading to toxic substances. Then when DNA, RNA are being affected, DNA replication will not be occurring, DNA to RNA formation, transcription will not take place. And some of the changes also occur in the DNA, which may lead to the mutation effects. Cell organelles are being destroyed. So all these changes will result in the disorganization of the tissue, disorganization of the cell, or you can say disorganization of an organisms. When in a plant, the younger leaves, which are very small in size, they are developing, they are dependent on the plant for the nourishment. Even flower, buds, and fruit formation is also affected, also dependent upon the plant for its development. If older leaves are also born on the same plant, older leaves will also import food from the plant. So older leaves, they will become parasitic on the main plant. So they have to be fallen down for the development of the young leaves, fruits, and seeds. See, in this, I've already explained. Now this is partial green, partial yellow. That means chlorophyll is being destroyed here. Here there is predominance of the carotenoid pigment. formation of anthocyanins and xanthophylls, leading to disorganization of the tissues. Now more disorganization of the leaf, ultimately browning, and ultimately death of the leaf, and leaf will fall down. Uh, but there are different types of senescence. If the whole plant dies, this is called as whole plant senescence. Now, plant which show whole plant senescence, they can be annuals, biennials, or perennials. Annuals are plant which complete their life cycle in one season. Biennials are plant which complete their life cycle in 2 seasons. And perennials which may live for many years. Like nowadays, harvesting of rice is occurring. Rice, when it is sown and developing into a plant. This is green in color, but nowadays you will see this has turned golden yellow in color, and we will uproot the whole plant. So that means whole plant is showing senescence. Similarly, in wheat, like when we harvest the wheat, this turn golden yellow in color. In April or May, we harvest the wheat, and whole plant is harvested. Mustard, cereal, and bamboos. In case of bamboos, when the plant flowers or it show fruit formation, the whole plant may die. So this is called as whole plant senescence. Second category is organ senescence. In organ senescence, there are other types. If only shoot dies, this is called as shoot senescence. This happens in banana, ginger, gladiolus, and dahlia. And if, like in mango and eucalyptus, where every year new branches and new leaves are produced, older branches and older leaves, they will fall down. This is called as sequential or progressive senescence. Then in case of autumn season, when on the plant, all of the leaves that fall down simultaneously, this is called as simultaneous or synchronous senescence. Like poplar, maple, mulberry, dilbergia, other deciduous trees are also there. All of the leaves, they will fall down simultaneously from the plant. And in the spring season, again, when new buds will sprout, new leaves, they will arise. Now see here, whole of the plant is showing senescence. It is turning yellow in color and brown in color. And here only top part is turning yellow and brown in color, and lower part is surviving. And in case of a deciduous plant, only leaves, they will fall down. This is called as deciduous senescence. And in case of progressive senescence, some of the leaves and some of the branches, they may fall down. This is called as progressive or sequential senescence. How we can delay or prevent senescence? Like during senescence, there is increase in the activity of hydrolytic enzyme like proteases, chlorophyllases, and nucleases. And when senescence has to be delayed or prevented, we may treat the tissues with the cytokinins. Now, cytokinin will decrease the formation of these hydrolytic enzymes, and more of the cell activities will enhance, leading to more cell formation and ultimately formation of the growth enzymes, which may help in formation of the growth part. And senescence will be delayed because when more cell division taking place, more metabolic activities will occur, metabolic breakdown will be slowed down, and this will delay the senescence process. What is the significance of senescence? Now, in autumn, we see whole of the leaves on the plant, they fall down. This is an adaptation to the unfavorable environmental conditions for the plant. During winters or in the autumn season, what happens? There is less of the minerals and water supply to the plant because leaves, they show transpiration phenomena. So to adapt to those transpiration phenomena, all of the leaves, they will fall down so that water and minerals are properly supplied to the main stem and the root part of the plant. Buds will become dormant, they will not sprout. And in the spring season, again, buds, they will become active and they will sprout and help in formation of the new leaves because conditions will become favorable for the growth of the plant. Now, in case of sequential or progressive senescence, we have seen that some of the branches and some of the leaves, they fall down because every year new branches, new leaves are being produced. So this is again an adaptation because older branches and older leaves, which are becoming parasitic on the main plant, they will fall down and help in more development of the plant, of more development and growth of the plant trees. Then those leaves and branches which may fall down on the soil, they are decomposed with the activity of bacteria and fungi. Their complex carbohydrate, proteins, they are broken down and they are being simplified and added to the soil. This will increase the fertility of the soil and helping in formation of the humus also. Humus will enrich the soil with fertile elements. And there is also recycling of the nutrients back to the soil because when plant is growing, it is getting the water and minerals from the soil. And when leaves and branches, they fall down, again, minerals are being added to the soil. So in this way, there is recycling of the nutrients. So senescence help in adaptation of the plants to the unfavorable environmental condition. This also helps in recycling of the nutrients back to the soil. This also helps to eliminate the waste and excretory products from the plant. This also helps in mobilization of the food properly to the developing leaves, flowers, buds, and fruits. Thank you for watching my video.